Okay, are we live? Are we live, ladies and gentlemen? I have my glasses on, and I can see that we're live for 10 seconds. Hey, everybody, welcome to Dr. Fantastic Interviews. I've got Terry Prince here, who is a complete stranger, but he's not on my other show, Uplifting Interviews with Total Strangers. He's on my Dr. Fantastic show because he is a fantastic human being. He plays music, and he's spreading love throughout the universe. Welcome to the show, Terry.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. How are you doing today?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Same here. Fantastic.
So
absolutely.
We got to tell the world.
Fantastic.
We got to tell the. See, I'm changing the world, Terry, and you're going to help me change the world. We're going to make it a better place, a more kind, friendly place where people let people in traffic. They hold doors open for them. You know, I'm trying to bring the small town mentality, the village mentality, to the big, bad, greedy, litigious, selfish city. That's my job. That's
Okay.
my mission, and I want you to join in it. And we can do it if we all become fantastic human beings.
Absolutely.
And it's the easiest thing in the world because we all get asked every day how we are. We can't change that question, 600-year-old question. We can change the answer. It creates engagement, makes you feel good, live longer, look better. So now tell everyone how we met. This is hilarious. This is great.
Was that amazing? You know, it was when I saw you driving by as I was taking my keyboard out of my vehicle. I saw the sign on the car, and I said, "What is that?" And I said, "Be fantastic," and it immediately grabbed my attention. And so I was trying to get inside my car so I could get my phone so I could take a picture of it because I knew I wouldn't remember the number and the website. So I said, and then you saw me, I guess, trying to take a picture and rolled down your window and gave me a card.
Actually, when you looked, I saw the look in your eyes like a deer in the headlights, right? And I said, he got the message, and I knew when you ducked into your car, you were going to grab your phone. I just knew it. I felt it instinctively, because, you know, when I drive down the road now, people honk, they wave, they say thumbs up, because people, with those two words, they get it.
Yes.
I don't have to say anything. You know what I love to do? I love to walk up to total strangers at the market or at a parking guy or whatever, and I said, "How are you?" And 99.9% of the time, they say, "Good." And how are you? And so then, because I hate the question, but I do it now on purpose because I've got the answer, right? So then they say, "Good." And how are you? And I say, "How would you like to be fantastic?" And their eyes light up like you can't believe, like I gave them the winning lottery number. It happens every single time. And you got it just by reading the words. And the word fantastic, most people don't even know what it means or the definition of it is. And, Terry, it means, in the dictionary, if you look it up, it's unimaginably good and beautiful. That's what the word means. Now, I did a speech at a peace rally some months ago, and this guy, this numerology expert, came up to me and says, you know, it was wonderful what I was doing, and he was very happy about it. And he said the words "be fantastic," translated into numerology, mean world and harmony or health. One of those two things. And
that's awesome.
It's almost like, you know, in life, you know, now that I'm a philosopher and a motivational speaker, it's if you just let life happen, and you don't put these pressures and these worries and these, you know, unrealistic goals of things, you know, just let life happen, and everything happens for a reason. You and I met yesterday or day before, and we're talking today, and we're sharing some important information with our listening audience. And what it is there's not a lot of listeners on this thing, I'll tell you that right now, but I'm building an archive because of the 125 podcasts that you're a part of now. Every single one of these people are motivational speakers, or they're scientists, or they're healers, or, you know, I mean, really important people that have a really knowledge of helping others. You know what I'm saying?
Wonderful.
A gift of giving is what it is. And and so this whole Dr. Fantastic Interviews, which is giving way to a radio show that's I'm starting in May, is all about improving the mind, the body, and the planet. Now, you into music, and that helps obviously the mind. It doesn't hurt the planet, that's for damn sure. And of course, I guess you could an argument could be said that music helps your health. So maybe it does help your body.
Oh yeah, it's a mind body soul connection. Everything's connected. Everything's connected, and this affects that. Everything affects everything. And like when I saw that sign yesterday, what I felt, it wasn't so much what I read, it was the energy that I felt when I saw it.
Well, you got to admit that logo. The logo, by the way, is a bee. Anyone who hasn't seen it yet, and so basically it's saying "Be fantastic," and the bee, you're going to love this, symbolizes pollinating positivity. Pollinating
positivity. I love that.
And that's what we all need to do, because in these big bad cities that everyone, it's a rat race and it's a dog eat dog world, and no one cares about anyone else on the road because they're in a journey to get to that dollar and race to that red light. And it's amazing that people will risk their life. Literally, this happened just last week. The guy screeched on the wrong side of the road to pass me because it was 30 feet in front of me, because I do a lot of gliding. There's no reason to rush to the next car, right? And he screeched to the other side of the road over the double yellow and then pulled in front of me. And now he's real happy because he gained 2 seconds in front of me. But he risked his life and a ticket and an accident and all kind of things. For what?
Right. Well, but what's beautiful about even that experience is he had no idea that any of this took place. He had no idea that any of this took place. And as I say to my friends, I say, listen, when someone cuts you off in traffic, just remember this. They did not wake up this morning and say, you know what? I'm going to go out there in the world today, and I'm going to find this guy, and I'm going to cut him off in traffic. That was not their intention. I said, you know what? Because the truth of the matter is, we all cut people off sometimes in traffic. It's how do we respond when we're cut off in traffic? You know what? Hey, I wish them well on their journey. I'm not going to let that ruin my day.
Well, Terry, one of my philosophies is that if you let external forces that you have no control over affect you adversely, like weather, like assholes, or like rude people, or like traffic or crowds, then you're going to live a much shorter life and not a happy life. You can't let things out of your control adversely affect you. My mother died in her 30s from stress. And saying fantastic reduces your stress, and you can't let stress take over your life. There's nothing so important to stress over that in a week or a year it will mean anything.
Right. In the scope of the world, what does it matter?
And it's
my grandmother. I had the gift of being raised by a very wise woman, and she always told me, she said, honey, if you spot it, you got it. So whatever you're spotting out there, if you spot it, you got it. So when you see that person out there that you're going to call a jerk, if you spot it, it's because you got it inside of you. That's why you can recognize it. Okay. So have love for that.
Yeah. And that's what your message is on all your music, is love.
Love.
I'm always like,
love.
All
love
you
everyone.
need is love. I love that Beatles song.
Yes, love. Well, that is why I can say when someone says, how are you doing? I truly do say, I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing wonderful. And people say, are you always happy? And I say, no, I'm not always happy. Most of the time I am. I'm not always happy. I would never lead anyone to believe that. However, when I get in those moments that come when I'm not tapped into that happiness and to that fantastic feeling, I don't stay in that place of not feeling that very long. Like I say, let them. It's like you can. Those feelings can visit for a brief moment, but they can't move in.
Well, when someone says, how are you? And again, it was a life or death question 600 years ago, but it's really rhetorical now. Maybe your mother, maybe your psychiatrist, when they say, how are you, are asking for a legitimate answer. But if it's for a total stranger or just anyone in passing that says, how are you, why would you say anything negative? What does negative do? Does it make you feel better? Do you need a rub in the back? And so my theory is, anything negative coming out of your mouth is detrimental to you and the other person.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah, because whatever you speak forth, you experience. Whatever, I tell my friends, every word that you say, you're speaking that forth into existence.
Well, have you read the book? Have you read the book, The Four Agreements?
Oh, yeah. Don Miguel Ruiz, yes, absolutely.
And you're
be impeccable with your words.
Be impeccable with your words, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because our words are power.
Yes.
That is, we have the ability to change our experience simply by the words that we are speaking, because the more that we speak them, the more that we speak them, the more that we speak them, the more real they become in our experience.
And that's where it comes back to I'm fantastic. When someone asks you how you are, I don't care how you are. The millennials give me an argument. They say if I tell someone I'm fantastic when I'm not, I'm being disingenuous or I'm lying, and why should I say that? So my answer to them is that statement is a selfish statement. It means you're only thinking of yourself. When you tell someone you're fantastic, it's giving positive energy to them. It made them smile. The word makes you smile. It's a giving thing. It's karma. So this isn't about you when you say you're fantastic. And you may not be fantastic, but do they hear that you want to feel, I'm shitty? No, why would you say to anyone, I'm feeling shitty today? What good does that do?
Right.
And like you say, the words you say can convince your subconscious of it. That's a lot of people say, fake it till you make it. If you tell out loud, after the 10th time saying I'm fantastic as an answer, your subconscious is going to start believing it. And as in the words of Rene Descartes, I think, therefore I am.
Yes. Yes. When I open my eyes the first thing in the morning, I say, thank you to the universe for this wonderful day that I had. Now, the day hasn't even occurred yet for me.
Right.
But I am going before to prepare the way.
So you see, that's beautiful, because I say every day to all the people I counsel, positive thoughts manifest positive action.
Yes.
And conversely, negative thoughts manifest negative action. I tell the students, never think negative about a test that's coming up. Tell the single people, don't think negative that he's not going to call or she's not going to call or it's not going to work out. You have to envision and manifest the positive thing by positive thoughts.
Yes. Yes. Because it's all there. It's all there in the invisible, and you get to call it forth by the words that you speak and the actions that you take and the thoughts that you have. And all of these have to be congruent.
So, Terry, I'm on a mission to make 1 million. My first goal, my first ladder of the goal is 1 million people to be fantastic. I've got 1,300.
Just 1 million?
1 million.
There's 7.5 billion people on this planet. You gotta
wait a minute.
You gotta aim higher than that.
No. You got to remember, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with but a single step. So 1 million is a lot bigger than 1,300, which we have now. And then we're going to do probably 10 million. And then we'll go, but we got to start someplace. So I'd love to say a billion, but I mean and I need your help, Terry, and everyone listening's help to make this happen. Because what I'm doing now is I'm inviting people that see the vision like you do, and I've got 15 of them, and they're called Ambassadors of Positivity. And I want to invite you to be Ambassador of Positivity number 16, because you get it. You really get it. And this is a journey that's going to enrich your life. It's going to make other people obviously feel great, because we're only introducing a very simple concept. We can't change the question we get asked every day, but we could change the answer, and everyone benefits by it. The society benefits, you benefit, the person who heard you say I'm Fantastic benefits. It's a win-win-win situation.
The whole world benefits.
Yes, but we only have 1,300 so far. It's only 10 months old. It's not like I've been doing it for 10 years. But, what is his name? Mark Twain once said, the two best days in a person's life are the day they are born and the day they discover why.
Realize who they are.
Or discover why. And I have worked in 79 different professions. In May, I'll start my 80th as a radio show host. I'm looking for sponsors. If anyone wants to sponsor, for $50 a month, they could get a shout out. But and then that's going to be fun because I like new experiences. I like new challenges. And really, this radio show is just a manifestation of this, what we're on right now, Dr. Fantastic Interviews, which was a manifestation from uplifting interviews with total strangers, the YouTube show where I have over 700 videos and interviews of people from all over the world.
That's amazing.
It's so much fun. I'm having the time of my life. And I think I found my calling because when I look back at many of my careers, whether I was in show business where I had to get people to on music video to work for free, or in sales when I had to have people spend their money on something I'm selling, or all the myriad of different things I've done, I had to motivate people. And so I look back and thinking, okay, that's interesting. I have been motivating people for a long time. And I had an epiphany about 6 months ago, my first epiphany. I never had one of those. I didn't even know really how to spell it at the time. I still think I don't know how to spell it. But I had this epiphany where, as I don't dream, I wish I could dream, and I want to invent something where you could program a little device, and it will, when you go to sleep, it will fulfill the programming for your dream. In other words, I want to be Prince Edward in medieval times, and I want to have a great banquet that in my dream. And you can program it because we're all about electrical synapses, right?
Yes.
I think someone's going to come up with that because they always say there's nothing imaginable that's not possible. So why not program your brain when you go to sleep? It's almost like virtual reality, so to speak. To have this great flying dream. As a child, I used to fly a lot, but today I don't dream. But I did have a dream about 8 months ago where I was invited to church. By the way, on the show that you're on and all my shows, I don't talk about politics or religion.
Okay.
I didn't warn you about that. But because if you look at it, there's many religions, and we're not all going to agree on one, right?
Absolutely.
There's many politics. We're certainly not going to agree on that. But
Absolutely.
Terry, you and I both agree, and everyone else listening will agree, that being positive is the only way to be. There's no argument there.
Absolutely.
This movement, the Be Fantastic movement, is the number one rule for being a fantastic person is be positive about every aspect of your life, your love, your work, your passions, everything. You've got to know that it's going to work out fine, and it will when you when you are thinking positive.
When you know that. There was a story. I don't know if you heard this story. They tell the story about a lady who was being moved from her beautiful home into a nursing home. She gets to the front of the nursing home the first day to be wheeled her, and they're wheeling her to her room, and the nurse tells her, Mrs. Jones, I really hope you like your stay here. She says, I'm going to love it, and I love my beautiful room. It's just a wonderful experience. And the nurse said, well, you haven't even seen your room. And she said, I decided before I got here.
That's attitude. I love that. That is attitude.
But that's what we're speaking of.
Exactly.
It doesn't happen because it happens. It happens because you decide first, and then it happens.
And I'll tell you something, Terry. I knew by getting you on the phone today, which was impromptu, you didn't plan it, I didn't plan it, that we were going to have a magnificent conversation, a fantastic conversation, because I wasn't worried about the outcome of it. There's no way that I was in any shape or form thinking that it wasn't going to be a fantastic interview.
Well, and I agree with you on that because number one, everything that you do is fantastic. everything that I do is fantastic. That's all that exists for you.
Right.
That's all that exists for you. You know, and when we in the universe, it operates in spontaneity.
Right.
When we plan, what we do is we get in the way of the flow, and our intellect gets involved. See, fantastic lies in the invisible, not the visible.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we know this, when we live in that place, in that vibration, that energy field of where fantasticness dwells, or as I always say to my little godson, oh, I had a fantastical day. You know, when we live in that place, that's the experience that we have. 1 + 1 is 2. I'm the one, fantastic's the one. Together, that is, we bring that, and it just multiplies and multiplies. But I have to have that within my consciousness. I have to expect that.
Right.
Expect it.
Right.
Expect that, and know that that is there for all of us. There's no shortage of fantasticness.
Correct. And I tell a lot of
There's
people
enough for all of us.
that you are, because I was raised in show business, so I kind of like to relate your life as a movie. And every day we all have multiple scenes in our movies. And I tell everyone I talk to, everyone I motivate, that you are the star of your movie, you're the director of your movie, and you're the screenwriter. You need to write every scene, every day, to be uplifting, to be motivational, to be educational, to be fun, as you would want to watch in a good movie. And when you write those scenes, because you're the star of your movie, you're going to have a fantastic life. But it's up to you to do that. No one's going to write it for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But you know, it's also from a place of truth. Because the truth is, the fact that here I am on this earth having this amazing, fantastic experience, I have no idea how I got here, but here I am. That is pretty fantastic to me.
You know, and what difference does it make how you got there? You're there. That's the important thing.
Yes, yes. And so it's a truth. It's a truth. Fantastic is who you are. See, fantastic isn't just something that we get to experience. It is who we are. We are that is the energy. That is we look. When I see a blade of grass, when I see a flower blossoming in the spring, when I see the ocean and the mountains and the stars, when I look at all of this, I say, you know what? Isn't this fantastic? Because that is what our DNA is. That is who we are.
And I tell people to stop and smell the rose. Stop and look at the vista. Take 10 seconds out of your damn rat race and enjoy nature. Enjoy a beautiful scene. You know, and everyone's just rushing to red lights. And they're missing out on life. They're rushing to retirement. They're living for a vacation once a year or the weekend. They're not living life. And, you know, we all have to make money, granted, but, you know, how much money do you really need? I mean, to be happy. Come on.
Right. And that's the truth. You know, but we by you and your work, me and my work, many people and their work, this is the work that we do, and that is why we do this work, because it reminds people, because people simply forget.
They do.
I tell my friends, I said one of the biggest challenges that I have seen with adults is they forget how to play.
Yeah. I have 10 grandchildren, and I love children to see them in the moment. They don't have 5 minutes in the future. They don't have 5 minutes in the past. They're truly living life
in the now.
In the now. It's amazing. It's beautiful to watch.
That is the truth. I have a godson. He's 6 years old, and he'll still say, "Did I go to school today?" And I'll laugh. And I think, oh my God, isn't that just beautiful? I said, he's so in the present moment that he can't even remember if he went to school today. How beautiful is that?
Yeah, that's how it should be. You know, it's really wonderful to hear that.
How beautiful is that? You know, and so I love this amazing life. I love all the people in this world. You know, when you started saying being total strangers, I always tell my friends, I said, you know what? I've never met a stranger. I said, I know no strangers. There are people I don't know their name. I said, but I know no strangers. No one is strange to me.
Well, you're the perfect person to join the fantastic movement. I would like to invite you right now to be Ambassador of Positivity number 16. And all that requires to do is to say you're fantastic, think positive, and introduce this concept. Because I almost feel like I've got the pet rock. You know, I love simple things. The pet rock, do you remember the pet rock?
Yes.
Couldn't be any simpler, but people got it. And the commonality that every human has on the planet right now is we're going to be asked for the next 600 years how you are. And we can't change that question, but we could change the answer. The answer creates engagement, which was lacking in today's society with the technology that we have at our fingertips. It's lacking, you know, one of my sayings, and you're going to see this as a truism, is that in the not too distant future, Terry, humans will not use speech or to communicate. They won't use it. It's going to be obsolete. It'll be archaic. Because right now I have a thought I want to convey to you. Now I have to have the knowledge to turn that thought into words, and I might do it incorrectly, and I might use the wrong words. I might use the wrong intonation, right? So I can't convey that thought to you. Now, in the future, when we're using more of our brains and we don't need words because they are archaic, the birds don't use words. You see 10,000 birds change direction in an instant. Someone's not yelling out hard port, you know. They're communicating telepathically, right?
Correct.
So our humans in the future will not use words to communicate. You watch. It's a shame, but it's a better way of communicating. And right now, I can tell you lots of stories, and you've seen them yourself, people talking to each other on texting, right next to each other, in groups.
Right.
Not using words. They're using... And the phone, if I remember correctly, was invented so you could speak into it to another person. And now, as you know, the majority of the phone usage is via text. It's a text machine.
Right. Well, think about it. Yesterday, when I saw you and you saw me, we communicated without words for the first few seconds.
Yeah. I saw your eyes. Yeah, I saw in your eyes that you got the message. And you know, there is something to be said for advertising, right? Because if I didn't have that sign on the car,
absolutely. You know, the magic in that though is that we connected on another level, and the connection was without words even being spoken.
Yeah. And I yelled out, "Here, take my card." That was hilarious.
I love that because I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I can turn my phone on quick enough. Because sometimes I have a challenge trying to turn it. I'm like, I'm so excited about something. I'm like, but it was great. And so what I did, I took a picture of the card immediately because that's what I've learned to do now. I take a picture of a card because throughout the day I get so many things from people, and some of it gets lost. I said, you know what, Terry, you have this technology now. You can take a picture of everything, and so just take a picture of the card. And that way you have it. You don't have to worry about, what did I do with that card? It's in your phone.
Yeah, I'm coming out with an app by the end of the month. And in a few months after that, I'm going to implement my friend's technology. It's called Sizzle. And it's an app, but it'll be inside my app. And you just point it at anything that's been sizzled. It could be an object, a word, a movie poster. And it launches a augmented reality and sometimes a three-dimensional reality advertisement or a special where you can buy it, and it's probably going to be one of the most amazing marketing tools on the planet because it immediately recognizes everything and then turns it into the connection. In other words, like I'll have my logo.
Awesome.
I'll have my logo sizzled. So if you have Sizzle and you look at my logo, it's going to launch the website or the app, or because it's all about apps nowadays, not even websites anymore.
That is amazing.
Yeah, what I'm doing on the app, Terry, is I'm going to invite, again, millions of people into it, and it's going to be a community of like-minded humans that agree with everything you and I have just said in the last 30 minutes. We've been on the phone for 30 minutes. I don't know if you know that or not.
No, I haven't been paying attention to the time.
Yeah.
I specifically don't wear a watch for that reason. What time is it? It's now.
Does anybody really care what time it is?
My friends say, why don't you wear a watch? I say, listen, because I don't have to wear a watch, because I guarantee you everyone else is. And so if I need to know the time.
Well, I used to wear my Rolex as a like a comforter, because knowing that I have this really beautiful watch,
right.
And if I took it off, I'd probably lose it. So, but now I took it off and I'm not wearing it, and because I'm trying to manifest this thought, and the manifest wouldn't be having a real expensive watch around your wrist. I mean,
right.
You don't need, maybe I don't need it anymore. Is why. But it was
right.
it was a security blanket.
Maybe it no longer serves who you are today.
Yeah, well, like I said, I found my calling after 79 different professions, and I'm having the time of my life, Terry. This was conversation with you.
I can feel it. I can feel it in your voice and in your energy. I can tell that. So am I. I love it, and I think that's what connected us. That's what I felt. That's what I saw.
Yeah. And it's just a simple thing. I mean, I like that it's simple. That's what I really, really like about it. And people get it instant. You got it by just reading the first two words. Be fantastic. You just got it. And that makes me very happy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not saying that, that's not telling you the only thing that you have to do is be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be it. Be, do, have. I tell people, be, do, have.
Yeah.
People operate from have to be. Once I have this, I can do that, and then I'll be fantastic. No, be fantastic by doing fantastic, and you'll have fantastic.
Right. Now, another thing, as you'll probably agree, they say I am are the two most powerful words in the English language.
Yes.
And and people that want to follow what we're talking about here, they should say in the mirror or out loud, I am happy, I am successful, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am fantastic, I am, all those, adjectives for building your self-esteem, because no one's going to build it for you. And I tell people, if you don't love yourself, no one's going to love you.
Right. And nor can you love others until you first. We can't give away that which we do not have.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, we cannot give away that which we do not have. And the only love that we truly feel is the love that we express.
I like that.
Because everything is inward outward. Nothing is outward, and nothing's coming from the outside to the inside. Everything, including the earth and everything in it, everything is inward outward. What makes a house? Not the outside walls, it's the inner space. What makes a cup useful? It's the inner space. Everything is from the within. As within, so without. Everything is coming from the outer to the inner. Look at the plants. Look how they grow. Where's the oak tree coming from? It's coming from within the acorn.
Just had a thought. You're a songwriter, right?
Yes.
I want you to help me write a song about being fantastic, fantasticity, pollinating positivity, all those great emotions that we just went through in the last few minutes. Because through music you could really convey a good thought.
And,
yeah.
I wrote, music, people, and it's universal. People feel it.
Yeah. So maybe that might be something that we can work on together. It'd be kind of fun.
Absolutely. I'm open to everything attached to nothing.
Well, I'm going to also, just so you know, develop a... I have access to yachts. I'm a captain in the marina here. And I have access to some really magnificent yachts that billionaires own and what have you. And we could take groups to Catalina for weekends and almost like a retreat, so to speak.
Oh,
Where
yes,
I have a sailboat and I have a motorboat, both at my hands, and we could just do some magnificent stuff, and change people's
people are thirsty for this.
Perspectives,
People are thirsty for this. People. I always say the 20th century was the information age. The 21st century is the inspiration age.
Conscious stage, I think.
Yes, because we have all of the information that we need at our hands, at our disposal. Within your phone, you have everything that every library in the world has, right at your hand. We have all of the information, but now we have to be inspired to use the information.
Right.
So now we are in the inspirational age, and people need to be inspired to use the information that is available. It's like having a hammer and not knowing what it's for.
Right. I like your thinking, Terry. I'm glad I didn't run you over in the street there.
Well, I had my love shield. My love shield protects me no matter wherever I go.
You sound like my sister. She has a bubble.
Yeah. I say, I tell people, I go, you can't come in. You can't penetrate this. Because love never fails.
All you need is love.
Yeah. Love, and I say, name one person in recorded history who has ever said, I should not have listened to my gut. When my gut says something to me, I act on that. My gut says to me, oh my gosh, look at this. Get that information.
Well, I think we don't. We were still very low on the evolutionary scale of intelligence. We're only using a small portion of our brains.
Oh yeah.
So that's why the telepathy will come in. But it's also just we're learning. I mean, we only learned a couple decades ago that smoking was bad, and there's so many things that it took 30 years for the laws to force doctors to clean their instruments. Can you imagine that?
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Right. We haven't been out of the cave very long.
Not very long at all. We're still in the cave.
Yeah. I tell people say, "Oh, we're the smartest things." I say, listen. When they had the tsunami in Thailand, I said they didn't find any land animals that were dead. All they found was people. I said, and you know why? Because the land animals listen to their higher senses, and they knew something was happening, and they all went to higher ground.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the people who are five sensory attached didn't pay attention.
Right.
To the animals, wondering, why are all the animals walking up? Where are they all going?
I tell you, if I saw a herd running out of town, I would definitely follow.
Absolutely. But yes, so, it is, but I remind myself, we are all having the experience that is necessary for the evolution of our soul, all of us. The experience, whatever experience that you are having right now in this moment, it is an experience that is for the evolutionary process of your soul, and believe it or not, you have called it forth into your experience so that you can move on to a higher level.
Well, I don't think we can close the show off with a higher note than that. I want to thank everyone for listening. Terry, I want to thank you for taking the time out to do an impromptu call. which is to me. I mean, you made my day. Thank you so much.
And you made mine. Thank you.
This conversation goes down into the archive, and it'll be there for everyone 24/7, 365 for the next eons. And it's something everyone should listen to because I think we covered a lot of ground. I think we said some really positive things. And if people could just listen to both of us, they'll have a happier and longer life. They'll and just be fantastic, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, be
Terry,
fantastic.
we'll talk. I mean, we're going to do another one on my talk show. It's going to be even more fun. So everybody, have a fantastic day and a weekend and a life, and we'll talk to you soon.